right. This is the Peace on Drugs, War on Drugs update, and I am your host, Aaron the Coolest. So we're going to start with the story back in February. Idaho moving backwards. The state Senate has just passed legislation that would prevent any future legislation of marijuana legalization. It has to, once it passes through the Senate, it will go through next year. And if this does pass, then ultimately it will mean that no future legislation will be able to come forward bringing up recreational or medicinal marijuana. And so I got to say, shame on you, Idaho. And it passed the state Senate 24-11, so it barely passed the 2/3 that it needed to pass. But also, 24 people voted for this archaic bullshit. Come on, Idaho. All right. So on February 1st, Senators Cory Booker, Ron Wyden, and Chuck Schumer issued a joint statement urging the end of cannabis prohibition. They said that the war on drugs has been a war on people. So I'm going to read from the New High Times magazine right here. They said, sparking this momentum, the U.S. House approved the Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act, the MORE Act, in December of 2020, but it was blocked in the Republican-held Senate. Now the gates have been lifted under Democrat control, an opportunity that may not last very long. Interstate cannabis commerce and other benefits of federal reform could soon become a reality if the senators' plan takes shape. So, good work, guys, and let's hope that some of this goes through, or all of it goes through. I'm going to read something from mpp.org. Through the legislative process, 2 states have legalized this year. New York, I've already congratulated them, but again, congratulations, New York. Virginia also, congratulations, Virginia. And we have New Mexico. They've been approved by the state Senate. We're just waiting on the governor to sign, so that should be happening any day now. 3 more states could follow this year: Connecticut, Delaware, Rhode Island. So I hope that goes through in your states. And come on, Florida. Like, come on, DeSantis. Everybody's giving DeSantis all this praise down here where I live for his handling of the pandemic. And you know what? I don't hate him for it. I think he's actually, like, the numbers have not got crazy high. We're all working. We're making money. But the reason I think that marijuana has not even been discussed is because he's a Republican. And for some reason, the Republicans are anti-marijuana reform. And I don't think the Republican base is. I think the politicians are. So he's planning a bid for a run for president in 2024, so it's not even on the table, and that's some bullshit. So come on. And also, come on, Biden. You said, or Kamala Harris said, that you decided that you guys were going to decriminalize marijuana federally. What's the holdup? And I think what it possibly could be is that you're going to wait till closer to the 2024 re-election before you do something so big as to gain momentum into the next election. If you do it now, the people may have kind of forgotten about it by 2024, but come on, that's some bullshit. Let's stop playing politics with people's lives. People are waiting for the records to be expunged so they can get jobs, and people today are still being arrested for marijuana. So we got to make these changes. So our top story today is the city of Baltimore. Now, this is a city that has been ravaged by the war on drugs, as many of you may know who have watched the HBO documentary series, The Wire. So, Baltimore State Attorney Marilyn Mosby, she decided she would no longer prosecute lower-level crimes such as prostitution, outdoor alcohol consumption, and possession. And she has declared the war on drugs over, including dismissing nonviolent crimes of attempted drug distribution. So this all started with COVID, and in order to have less people in the jails, they decided to stop arresting for minor violations and drug offenses and things like this, to prevent the jails from filling up and people getting sick. And since they stopped arresting for small crimes, they've dismissed 1,400 criminal cases, and they, instead of seeing a surge in criminal activity as was predicted by the people that were against stopping prosecuting these crimes, they have seen a 20% drop in crime. As science says, stop making people criminals for things that shouldn't be crimes, and crime will go down. So, congratulations, Mosby. And Mosby said of this stat that clearly there is no public safety value in prosecuting these lower level offenses. So big ups to Baltimore and Marilyn Mosby for doing that good work. Where you at, Joe Biden? Put your money where your mouth is. Time to do work here. So thanks for tuning in. This is the Peace on Drugs, War on Drugs update. I'm your host, Aaron the Coolest. Tune into my podcast this week. We just released Dustin Matthews, episode 7. Had a cool conversation with a childhood friend that I went to high school with. And Also, check out last week's Easter special with TJ. That was a great conversation about religion and about his upbringing in the Jehovah's Witness cult. And if you're in a Jehovah's Witness, I don't mean to offend you, but you are in a cult. Get the fuck out of there. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace out.
Life has changed for the better. Oh, like the weather today. The sun is shining through the window.